Hello, everybody. This is an incredibly random stream because, well, Doku has some things he'd like to say. All yours, sir.
Well, before we jump into all of this, as a certain YouTube personality would say, a word from our sponsor, Goidcoin. Buy it, sell it, use it, abuse it. Goidcoin. So, where to begin? Where to begin? Where to begin?
Lay it out for the people before you go on ranting. Let them know what you're upset about so as they can fully understand and then can go complete batshit on it.
Eh, well, if you haven't heard about it yet, there is a certain choir group out of San Francisco that released a song on YouTube, which I believe now has been removed, uh, or at least it's been privated. Something I don't know. I haven't bothered wasting my time going to try to hunt it down because I'm not going to give them the click, and I would rather rant about it than than anything else. So, oh boy, where, where do I begin?
Well, like many songs say, begin at the beginning. Yes, I am going to do that all the way through. You have been warned.
I, I, I don't know what to say to you, Jensen. It's appropriate, but it doesn't mean I like it.
Excellent.
Just gotta take a sip of my beer real quick to compose myself.
Hey, you're lucky I didn't sing it.
Of course, you would say that while I'm trying to take a sip of my beer. Are you trying to kill me?
Well, I'll leave that there.
If you're gonna kill me, at least don't make me. Well, actually, I don't know. Choking on my own beer might not be the worst way to go. So,
In all fairness, you've got to admit that is a pretty good death for you now, isn't it?
it would be
Death.
appropriate.
I mean, come on, death by beer. You know? That's what I'm saying.
There are worse ways to go. You're not wrong.
This is fair.
So I'm I'm going to start with the most friendly interpretation of this story. So the San Francisco gay men's choir chorus, whatever you want to call it, I've heard them go by both, it decided to release a song about, yes, we will convert your children. Obviously, talking about what you would expect. It, pride, LGBTQ, all that. So, according according to them and their defenders, this whole thing was a parody, making fun of conservative, religiously conservative, or maybe the more skeptical of the LGBT community, or yeah, according to the people who like to throw around the label conspiracy theorist, pushing agenda in schools to try to convert children, things like that. So this, again, according to them and their defenders, was a joke. It was them mocking the parents who are scared and think that there is some sort of agenda in the public education system to try to make kids uh, part of the community through uh, no choice of their own. Even in the song, there's something like, we'll make them tolerant or we'll make them accepting, something along those lines. So I have a few things I want to say about this. The first thing that I find odd about this defense, if it's just a joke, it's very much in poor taste. And you also happen to have certain elements within your community, the ones that like to throw around ageism, love has no age, that type of thing, who will use the fact that they're a part of said community as a defense against any criticism. So if this is a joke, and it's you basically just levying criticism against those who are criticizing you, much like some people on more of my side of the political spectrum. Why would you do something that you know is going to give your political opposition ammunition to use against you? That's just dumb. That's stupid. Like, don't do that. it, I don't know why anybody would not only pitch this idea, but you'd have to have at least one or two other people who would look at this and go, "Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and put it out there for the entire world to see," knowing that there are people who are critical of you and actually do hold these fears. Eh, why are you why are you trying to validate these fears if you're really that against it?
Hmm.
It just doesn't seem like a good idea to me. Am I off base in any way on that one?
No, no, no. I totally agree, but I've put something in private chats that you can choose to say or not say. I advise not say, and I've definitely sent you a video in your Discord DMs
I
to you hate me. Hmm.
I I just noticed it, and uh, thanks. I hate it.
It gets better. I mean, trust me, it fits nicely with the thing I sent you in Discord. It really does.
I don't even I don't even want to look. It's just gonna distract me.
Oh, it's going to. You're going to spray your drink across the room. Though
Oh,
perhaps you don't want to talk about spraying. I don't know. Who
oh,
knows?
okay. Thank you for that.
That's okay.
I greatly appreciate it. Uh,
Grab train of thought, derail. Oh yes, that's it. Hmm.
yeah. On that note, I actually will take another sip of my drink. Thank God I don't have to work today.
Hmm. But to be all completely serious, mate, if even half of this is real, it's not funny. Okay, the fact that it's talking about getting air quotes the children, nothing on that seems dodgy at all, and I feel perfectly safe allowing these people round my children. Not. This is dumb, this is stupid, and I don't care what YouTube wants to do about this. I consider it totally unreasonable, and quite simply, if the FBI haven't been contacted about this, I'm quite concerned. I'll be blunt.
Well, that's the thing. So again, going back to talking about the people who are defending this, like, oh, it's just a joke. Uh, yeah, okay, sure, it's a joke, but again, you're validating the concerns of your critics, which is again stupid. And if it was a joke, maybe you should present it in a manner that comes across as, jokingly,
Mm-hmm.
because this doesn't really come across as a joke. It comes across as extremely creepy,
Yes.
to say the least. But that's not the worst aspect of it. 4chan, the hacker known as,
Mm.
uh, managed to go ahead and look at some members of the San Francisco Game Inquirer, and
Okay.
it turns out that a significant enough amount to be worrisome of these members are actually registered sex offenders, specifically
I,
pedophiles.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes, there is a
Oh.
significant enough amount of them to be concerning that are indeed registered sex offenders,
It,
specifically of the type who like to do the diddle of the kitty.
Doku, one is concerning. So if you're suggesting that this is more than one, that's not concerning. That is freaking ridiculous. Again, FBI. This is Chris Hansen, kick up ass, go fetch. Okay?
Yeah, well, it's indeed more than one. So
Hmm.
you can say this is a joke all you want, but you're you're really not helping your case here. You're actually proving that maybe we should be concerned about the agenda going on in public schools in regards to I don't know what's been popular in the news lately. I think there was a certain rainbow month last month. a certain critical theory involving skin color, political messages throughout schools. This kind of whole what's the word? I think the word is indoctrination. That kind of concern that kind of led to this whole thing.
Nah.
Aren't you kind of proving the point? Because it seems like you're kind of proving the point, and it actually would seem that this should be a cause for concern because, well, again, if it was just a joke, but everybody involved in this choir was on the up and up, and there wasn't any individuals who were, legally registered as being guilty of fiddly diddly of the kiddly, maybe yeah, okay, maybe that explanation might fly, but the fact that there is, maybe the conspiracy is not so much a theory, but an actual valid concern. I'm not sure. I'm not sure who looked at this and said, "You know what? This is a good idea." Like, are you kidding me? Like, this is not a good idea. Even if it's a joke, this is not a good idea. Like, don't do this. Hence why they quickly tried to pull down the video before it really gained traction on the
Oh,
internet.
no. Just enjoy that.
So I got and started that one member of the. Yes, and that also was a thing. I had actually forgotten about this. So, Lofer, thank you for bringing it up. Yeah, these are also the same choir that did indeed try to defend child sex trafficking in a certain Middle Eastern country that we might or might not be at war with. Um, yeah,
Wow.
again, these people don't exactly have a good track record. So when they come out and say, "Oh no, it's just a joke. We're just trying to criticize parents who are scared of the agenda going on in schools," and they say we're trying to convert their children to a certain type of sexual preference or gender identity, and that's not the case. We're definitely not doing this. But at the same time, let's defend it with all of our registered people of a certain crime and sing a song that is, well, seems rather unappropriate to say the least. And the question I have is, who the hell looked at this and approved it? Like, like seriously, I've heard people mention, oh, they just lack self awareness or this or that, or it's like, oh, it's a joke and poor taste. I get that it might be a joke and poor taste. I understand that. What I want to know is who approved this, thinking like, oh yeah, this is a great idea. What? Like, it leads me to believe that this is not a joke. Good morning, MC. It leads me to believe that this really actually isn't a joke. Maybe lacking self awareness, sure, I'll give you that. But I do have a feeling that whether it's consciously or subconsciously, there is indeed an agenda going on here. Because if there wasn't, who the hell would have looked at this and said, "Yeah, let's go ahead and sing this and let's post it on YouTube," and then immediately try to take it down as soon as the internet finds out, especially once 4chan finds out a more than questionable amount of members of your chorus are guilty of the kiddly diddly. And
Look, you put it so nicely. Be blunt. Don't care. Child pedophilia. Come on, say it, man. Don't be nice. We don't have to be nice here. This is this channel. This is the free speech channel, for fuck's sake. Say what you feel.
well, I'm intentionally trying to make the subject a little more lighthearted than I would normally do because probably sometime in T-5 minutes I'm about to go on a rather impassioned rant. So I'm trying to let the audience sort of ease into what's going on here because when we look at what the choir is saying, when we look at what the concern that parents have, whether it's regarding an agenda of a certain sexual preference or orientation, or as they would say, oh, we just want them to be tolerant.
Agrees. And by the way, dude, so what you're telling me, and I just want to clarify this, just like the people involved in this song, you're trying to ease it in, are you?
Oh, see, now
You
that
said
is a
that
joke.
yourself. Yeah, but you said that yourself. Just remember this.
That not my intention. Poor choice of words.
I did
Uh,
warn you what mood I was in, didn't I?
you did.
Just to make sure. Okay, cool, cool, good.
You did indeed.
Okay,
And
dokie.
I'm the one that's again poor choice of words. But see, even at least we can still understand that is a joke. When you stare blankly at the camera,
Hmm.
saying, "Oh yes, we're coming for your kids. Yes, we will convert your kids. Yeah, we'll have them go to discos." Which again, well, not all discos are gay. What the fuck, man? Like, chill the fuck out. But yeah, you're not gonna like where they go at night to protests. Protest what? So,
Look, I'm go- I'm going to
if
be
you have
blunt about
anything,
it, if I may. Okay,
actually, yeah,
if they
go ahead
just could,
because I'm gonna have a drink, and then when you're done, I will indeed go on my rant because I think I've eased
well,
everybody into it.
again, he says it. Okay, well, if all they're going to do is go to these protests, that's damn sight better than the places that the young boys could be going with these pedophiles. I think I'm trying to hide the words here. Perhaps I'm not putting it across correctly. These child abusers. You are allowing this to happen, people. I don't have kids. Doku don't have kids. We're appalled. How the hell must you lot think? Or are you just going, oh, Biden say it good. Me no thinky. Come on, people. Seriously, get with it. This is disgusting. Something has to be done. If nothing else, I've said this before, and I'll probably have to repeat myself a few times. FBI. Call their ass in. This isn't good. And no, if people decide they want to actually downvote this, I don't give a shit. Because if they're downvoting it, then they're saying that they are supporting the paedophiles. Just enjoy that mental image, people. Okay, Doku. I said what I needed to say, mate.
All right. So now that we're done with our introduction, setting the stage,
Easing them in.
I'm never gonna. I will just because of that. I will take one more sip of my drink.
You know, Ken would kick your ass for that. You
Mm,
know she would.
you're not wrong.
Hmm.
So now that I'm done being nice, my first point of ire is going to be directed at the parents. How on earth, you being the parent of children, and this is not exclusive to oh, they're 15, 16, 17, they're gone through puberty, they're already starting to kind of discover sexuality. No, we know that's not the case because we have fucking examples of teachers showing pornography to teenagers in a fucking public school setting, an educational setting, which, by the way, illegal, but also
Did
showing cartoons to fucking kindergarten, first grade kids, teaching them about masturbation and why touching yourself feels good. I don't know about you, Jensen. I might have, and I'll be fucking perfectly blunt and out in the open here, no fucking pun intended. When I was a kid, I might have realized, hey, touching myself in certain places feels good. Do you think I knew jack shit about sex, you fucking mentally deranged freak shows? No, I didn't. And you're sitting here trying to teach kids and expose them to this. You know what you're gonna fucking do? You're going to fucking confuse them even more, especially when you start putting kink or the LGBTQ agenda, the I'm attracted to this, I'm attracted to that. I don't know. Even when I still realized, maybe I like climbing the pole because it feels good on my fucking dick. Still doesn't mean I fucking know goddamn jack shit about sexuality. And even when I even started to come to an inkling of an idea that this might be something sexual, I still was of the opinion like, oh no, girls have cooties. Do you think fucking children understand this? You fucking ridiculous, fucking degenerate, deviant fucking freaks. And I'm not saying that because, oh, you're a freak. You're just being homophobic. You're just being transphobic. No, you're a freak because you have this goddamn weird obsession with children. What the hell is going on with your obsession with fucking children? Oh, wait a second. I know. You have a bunch of fucking pedophiles in your fucking community that use you're just being homophobic, you're just being transphobic, you're just being ageist as a fucking excuse for degenerate, disgusting behavior. And you're trying to indoctrinate children, whether it's a joke or not. People are going to take that shit seriously because it's going on right now, because you're showing porn to children. What the fuck do you think people are concerned about, you fucking lunatics? Oh, but they're just the parents are concerned. There's no reason to be concerned. Why the fuck do you think they're concerned? You're giving us a reason to be concerned because you pull shit like this. If you're joking, you lack every fucking ounce of self-awareness that any fucking human being could have ever possibly had on the fucking planet. At this point in time, your self-awareness is so goddamn low on the totem pole that you might as well not be human at this point in time. In which case, you deserve every fucking goddamn ounce of criticism you're going to fucking get. Because the shit you're doing is so goddamn degenerate that even a comedian like Ron White would look at it and go, what the flying fuck are you thinking, you goddamn deranged lunatic weirdo? Why are you so fucking obsessed with children? Why do you want this in the public school system? Why are you pushing this? If not for any other reason that you actually are, in the words of the fucking San Francisco Gay Men's Choir, coming for your children. There is no fucking other explanation. Jensen, would you
Yes,
like to
mate.
interject?
Yeah, well, just going to point out that Sharati has said, so you saw her message, did you? Let you answer her when you decide you are ready, and if you haven't, you might want to take a look and prepare to have a screaming fit. It's anyone's guess. But let's start with how absolutely appalling this truly is, okay? All right, as I've said, I don't have kids. I won't have kids. This is cool, but even I am absolutely revolted by the possibility that this is considered acceptable by anybody, let alone people with, position. In fact, I will put up the thing that MC has said. Yeah, if the state is allowing this, what is wrong with the state, people? Subtle hint time. You guys need to do something about this. England has had its own shit show when it comes to politicians and the weird shit they get up to. But I don't want to break this to you. If you guys are going for hold my beer, go right ahead. You can win this one. Congratulations. This is not a good one. This is going to look really bad on your country. Okay. And when it comes over here, I hope to hell something is done about it.
Well, what I would like to know is this. So, the same people, whether they're on Twitter or on YouTube or on whatever other godforsaken social media site you're using, the same people who try to defend this, going, oh, it's just a joke, or oh, you're being paranoid, or oh, you're being some sort of istophobe, are the same fucking people who turn around and look at the Catholic Church and be like, oh, they're a bunch of kitty dillers. Why? Oh, because I don't know, maybe because it's okay for this particular mindset, this particular warped, deranged group of individuals. Well, as long as it's a certain group of people that you're attacking, as long as it's a certain group of people you're criticizing, then it's perfectly okay. Not even okay, it's actually fucking encouraged. So as long as it's a bunch of Catholic priests who are kitty diddling, then oh yeah, it's okay to drag that through the mud and fucking sling it around until the fucking walls are brown stained fucking all sorts of shades of shit. But as soon as another fucking community that is apparently quote quote protected decides to throw up a fucking colorful flag, then oh no, you can't criticize that. They're not doing that. They're doing the exact same goddamn thing you criticize Catholic priests of doing. Except, you know what Catholic priests aren't doing? They're not trying to infiltrate the fucking public school system and singing songs about indoctrinating your fucking children and then throwing it in your face. And as soon as you fucking criticize them, going, "Oh, you can't criticize me. I'm a protected class. That's hate speech. It's transphobic." Go fuck yourself, you fucking lunatics. It's bad when one side does it, and it's bad when the other side does it. And if you're going to sit there and fucking talk out of both sides of your mouth like a two-faced fucking moron lunatic prick, I have every goddamn right to criticize you and call you out for the absolute scum of the earth piece of shit that you are. And the people that try to defend it, they're even worse. At least the ones that are fucking doing it got put on a fucking sex registry so we know who the fuck they are. Especially you fucking parents that fucking put up with this shit going on in your schools. Oh, when it comes down to fucking critical race theory, teaching one kid that, oh, you're oppressed, therefore, because your fucking skin color, therefore you have to hate the other kid because they're your oppressor, because, oh, I don't know, it doesn't matter that they're fucking poor, you know, they're white, you're black, or you're Hispanic, you're Asian. Yeah, you're all source some fucking checkbox. Hey, you all have to fit this. You're either oppressed or you're white adjacent, or you're white, you're an oppressor. Teaching fucking children hate and fucking discrimination, teaching children to fucking do things that they don't even fucking understand, making them more vulnerable to be taken advantage of by adults. Because yeah, San Francisco fucking choir, we know you have fucking pedophiles in your fucking ranks. We know what the fuck you're doing. Yeah, making children more vulnerable to that shit. You're all fucking pieces of shit for doing that to fucking children. The same time, all you fucking parents who put up with this shit because you think, oh, I'm just being tolerant, I'm being progressive, I'm being accepting. You're just as fucking bad, if not worse, because those are your fucking children. You should fucking be protecting them from this type of crap. You should be protecting them from predators and people who take advantage of them. And you're not. You're promoting it. This is why progressivism is a fucking cancer on society. The whole entire fucking goal goes back to Frankfurt School of Cultural Marxism, or they will just call it sociology. Why? Because you want to fucking subvert society, make people easily abused, make people fucking easy to take advantage of, and it fucking does nothing but harm everybody and destroy society, and you end up fucking the whole thing. Why? Because you want to be somehow progressive and create some fucking utopia that doesn't fucking exist, and it never will, because your utopia is fucking hell. That's what it is. You fucking moronic fucking freaks.
So what you're saying is that they're subverting your expectations.
Oh, goodness goddamn gracious, Jensen.
I think I just really poked the bear there, ladies and gentlemen. Won't this be fun? Apparently, Shirati has now sent you what she meant to send you, but she sent it to everyone else instead and forgot you, which is kind of funny.
Oh, God, Shirati, what did you send me? All right.
Yeah. I have no idea, mate. I really don't, but assuming it's connected to this, it says oh so very, very much.
Well, I'll go ahead and read it.
Yep.
This is from Thomas McDonald, July 8th, 2021. The San Francisco's gay man's chorus recently deleted a video, so they did delete it, from their YouTube account entitled "A Message from the Gay Community," which proclaims the gay agenda will convert children, quote, bit by bit. As we celebrate pride and progress we've made over these past years, there's still work to be done, so that those of you out there who are still working against equal rights, we have a message for you. A narrator says, "You say we all lead lives you can't respect, but you're just frightened. You think that we'll corrupt your kids if our agenda goes unchecked. Funny, this is it, just this once, you're correct. We'll convert your children. Happens bit by bit, quietly and subtly, and you'll barely notice it." The lyrics of the song read in part, "We're coming for them, we're coming for your children, we're coming for them, we're coming for them, we're coming for your children, for your children." The song continues. The men then sing about children learning to care about fairness and justice for others, adding that the converted children will work to convert other kids and eventually their parents. Your children, and it cuts off there. Uh, your children will work to convert all their sisters and brothers, then soon we're almost certain your kids will start converting you. Reactions to the now deleted video were largely against the message of converting other people's children. Okay, yeah, that sums it up. I'm done reading this abhorrent fucking bullshit. So again, if if this was a joke, does that sound like a joke to you? Because it sounds to me like you're actually validating people's concerns.
If I may just for a moment, if this was a joke, then it was a dumbass joke to say the least. Because now you've brought people's attention to the sort of shit show you're doing, which means it's in the open air. People can see this. Now they can watch for it and they can start to protect against it. Stroke of genius there, guys. Well done. I'm impressed. By the way, please stop. Okay, you're actually making it embarrassing for those of us that can be devious, because that weren't devious, that was goddamn stupid.
Well, and so here's a take that I haven't heard many people say,
Mhm.
aside from, well, again, if this was a joke, like you said, it's incredibly stupid.
Yeah,
But you know who should be the most pissed off about this?
go on.
The people who are part of the LGBT community who aren't fucking mentally deranged and kitty diddlers and fucking pedophiles and shit. Because guess what? With what the San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus just did, they just lumped you in with a bunch of people who want to convert your children. It,
Hmm.
uh, I mean, I know people who are trans, I know people who are gay, I know people who are bi. I'm on a show with a few of them, and they would be more appalled than I am at this. Not just because it's disgusting, and don't get me wrong, it is. It is incredibly disgusting and very concerning. But you're trying to lump everybody else in with this. It's like, oh, but we just want fair rights and we want equality and we want tolerance. Why the hell are you talking about converting children then? That equality, tolerance, equal rights, equal treatment, all that has nothing to do with converting children. Why is this even a topic of conversation? And it brings me back to my original point. Why the ever living hell are you people so fucking obsessed with children? Unless what you plan to make them tolerant of, what you plan to convert them to, has absolutely nothing to do with their sexual orientation, their attraction to a certain sex, regardless of what it is, what their gender identity is. No, it sounds to me like you definitely belong on that sex offenders list, because it sounds to me like you have a very unhealthy sexual obsession with children, which is why I don't buy the line, oh, it's a joke. Because it doesn't really seem like a joke now, does it?
I wonder how long it'll be before they actually get rid of the sex offender registry, claiming it as unacceptable because it, brings attention directly to people, and everyone should be part of the crowd. Everyone should be the same. Honestly, I'm just going to point out it is going to happen, okay? I can feel it's going to happen. And again, don't worry, nobody ever listens to me. But I'm saying it today. It's going to happen. And when it happens and people go, oh my God, it happened, I yet again will go, told you.
Well, and so obviously this is the story of the day, the story of the week, maybe the story of the year, just because of how, again, how incredibly disturbing, concerning, and abhorrent it is, joke
Mhm.
or not. But this does go back to something that's a little more important that people don't talk about. And I brought up the Frankfurt School of Sociology for a reason.
Mhm.
The reason you subvert a society, the reason you try to undermine a society, is for the sake of destroying it so that you can therefore overtake and replace it with whatever your preferred ideology is going to be. And if you don't believe me, go look this up. I guarantee you, I am not bullshitting you. This is not conjecture. This is not theory. This is not me putting a hypothesis forth. The Frankfurt School of Sociology, specifically talking about cultural Marxism, talks about subverting society for the sake of doing exactly this. This is not for the purpose of tolerance. This is not for the purpose of equal rights. This is for the purpose of trying to destroy social values so that the society in question will collapse and be weak so that it can therefore be overtaken and thus replaced. That is what this is about. I know it's not the whole Jews are going to replace us or people of a different culture, like, black and brown people are going to replace white people. It doesn't fucking matter. Your sexuality does not matter. Your gender does not matter. Your skin color does not matter. Your religion does not matter. What matters is that you create social division, chaos, animosity, and you break down the foundations of society from within. They're against homogeny, they're against equality for a reason. And they're not even hiding the equality part anymore. They don't want equality, they want equity. The same people are sitting there like, we want equality, we want special treatment. No, you don't. You're actively trying to push forth certain laws, certain mindsets, certain social aspects that will create privilege. And not for the majority. The majority is the enemy. This is also stated in Frankfurt School of Cultural Marxism. Normally, when you have infighting in a larger society, it doesn't happen within the majority group. Whether that group is white Christian, brown or black Muslim, just black, whether it's Asian, Buddhist, doesn't matter. The majority group usually does not have a lot of infighting. The infighting happens within minorities. So what do the cultural Marxists do? They get all the minorities to band together, and rather than fight amongst themselves, they convince them that the majority is the oppressor, and therefore they all unite to overthrow the majority. Hence, now you have your proletariat versus bourgeoisie, and then you get to take advantage of toppling the society and replacing it. And oh, by the way, all you idiots that advocate for this, you're going to be the first ones to go once that takeover has happened. It happens time and time again. And the only people that don't recognize it or realize it either A, are extremely illiterate, extremely ignorant, or extremely stupid, or some combination thereof. The only ones that don't fall into that mindset, that demographic, are the ones who are actively trying to get you to do it because they're the ones that actually wield the power. They're your actual enemy. And right now, that enemy happens to be the one pushing these types of agendas, whether it's critical race theory, the quote pride movement in public schools. They're not doing it for any other purpose than subversion. That's it. Got anything, Jensen?
Actually, just one simple thing. Stop doing this, people. Okay? Stop it. Alright? This has gone beyond funny. I've been willing to accept a lot of the stupid crap you lot have been up to. And no, I'm not targeting the people watching this. I'm targeting the idiots in charge. Stop it. It's not funny anymore. You are going to end up getting people hurt by doing what you're doing. And the problem is, I'm not just talking minor hurt. I'm talking quite serious injuries. I dread to think what the fuck Gerard's talking about.
I don't want to know either.
No. Do you want to build a snowman?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Damn it, you're right.
Yeah. Okay. But no, seriously though, okay. The governments. I'm actually not going to. This is going to sound so funny. Because Doku's probably going to go mental at this. I'm not going to blame the gentlemen that were doing this. Yes, I know. I'm going to blame the government for allowing them to do it. If you had tried that shit back in the 70s or 80s, there would have been absolutely insane shouting and screaming going on from the peasants. But now, thanks to the work that's been done by the LGBT people that aren't part of the LGBT but are, subtle hint, the paedophiles. Oh, did I say it out loud? What a shame. They are the problem, and they've been able to get power so as people can change it. Do something about it, everyone. I'm being very serious. This isn't right. This isn't good. You need to come together as a group and quite simply turn around to those in charge and say, do it or get out. Because otherwise, well, as a certain bunch of Welsh people once said, if you tolerate this, your children will be next. I don't know why, but for some strange reason, that song is just going through my head right now. How about you, Doku?
Well, again, this is the thing. When you're talking about creating these types of situations, again, you will be taken advantage of, and that is the goal. Well, how do you do that? I believe I was talking to a Kim about this. Well, it starts in academia, but it usually starts at the top, almost always, in fact, because when you're talking about who are going to be the next generation of teachers, well, you teach them things like, quote, tolerance. And let's be blunt, I'm not going to bullshit, I'm not going to beat around the bush. The goal was never tolerance. The goal was never equal rights. That is what they will fucking tell you. That was never the intended purpose. You want to know how I know this? Do you think being gay was some sort of new thing that happened? Do you think this hasn't, there haven't been gay people throughout the majority of history? I don't know. Greek history might fucking tell you otherwise. So if you're that fucking daft that you can't realize that, I don't know, gay, bisexual, lesbian, this is all the different sexual orientation. If you think that hasn't been a thing throughout history that societies don't recognize and are just, oh my god, so horribly intolerant, how dare they not let us get married in the eyes of a church that it, bro, it doesn't fucking matter. But we're not allowed to get married. We have to fight for tolerance. Meanwhile, you have fucking pride parades nowadays where it's like, oh, I want to expose my kids to kink. It, while they slap a dude's ass while he wears a fucking leather mask. You're not exposing your kids to kink. You're not. Well, I mean, you are, but you're not teaching them to be tolerance. You're not teaching tolerance. You're not teaching equality. You're not teaching any of that. No, what you're doing is you're perverting the minds of children because you know your children are going to grow up confused. And yes, they will. If you think it means I'm intolerant, then by all means, I'm fucking intolerant. Go fuck yourself. I would rather be on the side of intolerance than the
For all
side of
you
whoever.
know, though, Doku, they could grow up to be very, very straight-laced and conservative. But to cut you off and to get after Jensen, the government is not supposed to be who's in charge. The people are. That's the way it's supposed to be in America.
I'm not going to disagree with you there. In fact, I'm actually going to totally agree. Yes, it is how it's supposed to be. Now, my next question, and if you think about it, well, it's going to be fun to see what the answer will be. And what on earth makes you think the people are in charge? Anything? Because you know I'm right.
Really? Then why are they trying so hard to change things?
Why are they succeeding when the rest of what passes for sanity of the world is going, this is ridiculous? No.
Hey, I have a
Oh no.
question.
Yes.
I have a really goddamn good question.
Go for it.
Why the fuck are you letting half-naked men walk around the fucking streets that would get any normal person fucking arrested while you have kids slap their ass, while at the same time you have teachers showing porn to fucking underage kids? I don't care if they're 16 or 5.
See my point about them allowing things to occur? Yeah, it's happening, Sharty. This is not actually one that you can win. Just
No,
letting you
this
know
is
now.
all a state to state different thing. Each one has its own leader. Not everyone controls their regime differently.
True, but yet,
They are not a fucking hive mind. And granted, the president can call an emergency act or whatever and say, look, this is a closed off area, whatever. He has total complete control, which will never happen under Biden ever. because
No.
he's not mentally all there, and Jill Biden is the one who rules or pulls his little strings.
Yes.
Well, let's be blunt. All of these people are guilty of child abuse, and they're all guilty of sexual crimes. They all deserve to be in fucking prison. There is no excuse for it. I don't care what you say. I don't care if it's intolerant or I'm being Easter Islamophobic. I'm sorry. You have your freaking, 6-year-old daughter on the middle of the street in New York smacking the ass of a man who's wearing a fucking leather thong and a fucking leather face mask pretending he's a fucking dog. What the ever living fuck is going on?
I would like to respond to something MC said a little while ago. Unfortunately, I just spotted it. You're wrong, Jensen. What do you think Pride Parade is and always was? Not as bad as it's become. Okay? That is my answer. Not as bad as it has become. It's been allowed to be turned from what was originally a we're here, we're queer, deal with it, and I'm okay with this. This is fine. But it's gone beyond this now. It's now at a point that Sodom and Gomorrah would look at us and go, screw that, we're out of here. And that should worry you.
Jensen, I have a question for you.
Go for it, mate.
How would you define stripping? What is stripping?
Are we talking the technical definition or are we going for an emotional response?
No, technical definition. What is stripping?
Removal of clothes with the intention of titillating the target audience.
So then,
For capital gain.
That can be part of it, yes, but not necessarily, I have to point out.
So then, how on earth do we have an underage kid at a bar where adults can drink alcohol?
Yes.
Removing clothing while adults throw money at him.
How are they doing this? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because
I haven't
it's
even
been allowed
seen
to
that
happen.
story.
Oh, I have actually. You know that was it Desmond is Amazing, the little boy thing.
That would be the one.
Yep, thought so. I knew that was where he was going with it. But yeah, he was at a bar and they were quite literally, to use the quote, and I'm going to say it in the most venomous way I can, making it rain upon him. I hope you understand exactly what I mean by that, Shirati. An 11.
I unfortunately do, and that is
disturbing,
terrifying,
I'm hoping.
And disgusting.
Yes, and this is what the government, I'm not saying your government, I'm saying the government, indicative of governments overall, are allowing to happen. This is why I'm saying if you actually claim that the people are in charge, that means that the people are to blame for allowing pedophilia.
Actually, I'm both right and wrong at the same time. The people are in charge. We raise our own kids, and some of those kids were dumb. They won the race of the Darwin Awards, and some, well, they didn't win. So we ended up with the stupids who decided to try to win the race but lost. And those are the people that are currently running and winning in the I'm a victim race.
True. May I respond to MC if you don't mind? Then you can carry on, Shirati. I'm not disagreeing with you at all, mate. When did that sort of thing start? I wouldn't be surprised if it was around the 70s and 80s, which was exactly what I said. I might be wrong.
60s.
Oh, well, there we go. I was wrong. I was willing to be wrong. I was hoping that it hasn't gone that long, but it has. So again, we're back to your government. And again, as pre-stated, it's not your government specifically, it's governments in general. The governments are allowing this to happen, and they're allowing this sort of twisting of how things are meant to be. And I would like to point out, because I know that YouTube is probably going to ban this. Go ahead. I don't care.
YouTube can go suck a fucking dildo.
They probably do, especially before they fit it in. Isn't that right, Doku?
I'll go ahead and drink for that one.
Mm-hmm. I've got him with that one. He is going to suffer for that one comment until I get bored with it. And I've got this whole thing. I'm probably not going to get bored. Point being, though, do something, people. Okay, this is to everyone listening. Complain. Write to your senator or whatever you lot call them and go, "Oi, asshole, do something."
Senate, Congress,
Yep,
you know,
them.
the ones that don't ever listen, like Rashida Tlaib, AOC, all those other idiots.
Well, kick them out then. Remove them.
Jensen, we do have a slight issue with this.
I'm cool. Go for it, mate.
Because as soon as you try to call this out, as soon as you write to your representatives, who, to be blunt, don't represent you, they don't give a flying fuck about you. I don't know why you keep voting for them, but people are stupid. Useful idiots will be useful. You either get lambasted and bombarded and doxxed and all sorts of other horrible things from your job. They go after your friends and family, your children. And if the social media mob doesn't do it, and your boss at work doesn't do it, the government will fucking come after you because hate speech, and well, you're part of an extremist group, or you're this or that. Why do you think they're pushing this shit so fucking hard?
So just so I'm clear, I don't want to make mistakes here. What you're saying is that one of the major problems with what's going on is that this will lead back to the government. The people I've been saying that you guys need to deal with are going to go against you.
That will
Is this
come
what you're
to
telling me?
They will come to your house and arrest you. Jensen, you should be familiar with this. Over something you said on the internet, and then put you through absolute godforsaken grief, drain your wallet dry, and try to throw you in prison over having a conflicting political opinion over something that, I don't know, seems to be degenerate, abhorrent, destroying the fabric of society and thus its future because you're corrupting our children. And by the way, oh my God, that's hate speech. Let me throw you in jail over it.
How's this for a conflicting opinion? Impeach the president due to his mental faculties being as low as they are. Get rid of Kamala because she cannot handle stress at all. And then when Nancy tries to get the presidency, get rid of her too, because she's a day drinker and couldn't possibly handle the job because she's, again, a day drinker. Sorry, Doku, but you just can't do it under stress and day drinking.
I'm a day drinker and I can do a better job than both of those morons combined.
That's not actually a high bar, though, mate. Come on.
It's not a high bar, but I can guarantee I could still do a better job than them, and I don't want to do that job because I know it's high stress, and to be blunt, I don't feel like dealing with people like Brian Stelter and Don Lemonhead.
Fair point. Fair point. Oh, well, I've said my point. You lot can discuss this with your appropriate governments. It's so weird to think that technically Britain is actually doing a better job. I never thought I'd say that, okay? We have a ridiculously bad reputation, but somehow we're actually doing a better job. I'm horrified at having to say that.
Jensen, we have a president that thinks he's Joe Biden's wife.
Possibly his cousin as well. But yeah, no, that is true, which is...
He also thought he was in Senate or Congress, whichever it was, for 180 years, or rather 180 years ago, whichever it was. My brain's jumbled.
No worries. That part still tickles me. In all fairness, you look at the guy, are you telling me that you don't think he could have been in there for over 180 years. I mean, let's face it, we have seen things from The Walking Dead that look better than him. But the only creature that looks worse is Lori Lightfoot. Yes, I've said it. I don't care.
Oh,
She
you mean
looks like
Beetlejuice?
you call her Beetlejuice. I call her The Walking Dead. She is a ghoul. Okay, Dodge used to make jokes about the Queen eating babies. No, I genuinely think Lori Lightfoot does eat babies. Okay, it's not a joke.
Just so you brought up the walking Beetlejuice,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to point something out because it makes liberals' heads fucking spin because even the best Olympic gymnast cannot make this make sense.
Mm-hmm.
This is the same woman that claims all criticism against her is about racism and sexism, and also claims there's systemic racism and white privilege, who is married to a fucking white woman who just recently asked for federal help because there's a crime problem in Chicago while claiming there's no crime problem in Chicago.
Good, isn't it?
It I don't
How does that
understand
work?
how people are this fucking stupid. Like, how do you look at this individual? Look, and this is straight from the Chicago police department.
Mm-hmm.
Go to their fucking website
Mm-hmm.
and look at the homicide rate from 2018 to current year, and tell me there's not an increasing crime problem in Chicago. Oh, by the way, the same mayor that says there's no riot problem or anything going on, who used the Chicago Police Department to defend her fucking home from rioters who were waving fucking Antifa and Black Lives Matter flags against a fucking black woman who is married to a white woman.
Yeah.
Are you people this fucking retarded? Are you that stupid? Because
Yeah.
apparently the answer is a resounding yes.
If I may, just for a sec, from Loafer. Biden's a puppet. Imagine a guy who's clearly suffering dementia, a questionable reputation, re-corruption, being elected president. At least Johnson is just morally corrupt. I want you to think about that. We are claiming that he is morally corrupt and that's still better. Okay. Guys, come on. Do something about your leadership. Something needs to be done. I can't say it any clearer than this. It's, it is what it is. You've got leaders that you need to deal with, and not just the president. Like you said, I almost feel sorry for the poor dude. He's that batshit crazy, quite simply. He is not the problem, though. It's the people he's got around him that are leading him in these directions and not telling him things that, quite simply, anyone else would be appalled by. And yet, I mean, they're doing all this, and yet they're still trying to get Epstein.
Jensen,
Why?
let's be honest. Our puppet in chief is just happy to have two scoops of chocolate chip, and we have an FBI that might or might not arrest you for owning a Lego set of a certain building. Like, we live. It's not calling it a banana republic would be a fucking compliment. We
Mhm.
we live in a fucking upside down clown world, and to think that Joe knows what the hell is going on, I'm sorry, dude.
Mhm.
Oh,
He
just
doesn't
use
know.
Donald Trump's words. Call it a shithole. We live in a fucking shithole.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I really, really am. I want you to actually sort this out. This is not the Brit taking the piss out of the Americans. I want you to fix this. I'm with you. I think I can honestly safely say England is probably with you. It's just you've somehow got people in charge that are going against you.
I mean, shit.
Sorry.
I hate to say this, Jensen, but just for what I've said on this stream, for all I fucking know, living in this current America, the land of the not free, this
Mhm.
stream might have the fucking FBI knocking on my door and throw me in solitary confinement for the next fucking 6 months and no fucking phone call allowed to my family members. So,
Mhm.
do you think we're really gonna do anything about it? Because well, in case I have to remind people, we're talking about the same America where we had the Speaker of the House wanting the fucking National Guard, or if she could get it, the actual military, to have fucking crewman machine guns to shoot people waving flags. Hey, you don't think that was her intention? Let me fucking give you a hard dose of reality. Why on earth would you be requesting the National Guard and crewman machine guns in an urban area before something ever even fucking happened?
Good, isn't it?
I would love to see people rationalize that.
You forgot that Jen Psaki called the vaccine door-to-door people a strike force.
Oh yeah, that's another great part, because I see a lot of people saying like, "Oh well, they can't do it. It's a HIPAA violation, this and that." I'm gonna play, actual school teacher, not the fucking freak shows that we have working in the current public school environment. I'll give you some real fucking homework. Go look up what happens when you do door-to-door. Have you done this? Have you done that? Go see how that usually plays out throughout history, and compare it to what's going on in modern day. And oh, by the way, if you don't think they won't do this, I would like to direct you to a state of Carolina where the local government is already doing it. They already fucking did it. The only thing that changed is now they want to do it on a federal level, which, coincidentally seems to coincide with, I don't know, somehow the DC Metropolitan Police and the Capitol Police Department suddenly have jurisdiction in states that aren't the District of Columbia, which is not a state. How the fuck do you think that happens? At the same time that the federal government and the people currently in charge, clownish as they might be, but nefarious as all hell, are also pushing for a nationalized police force, when only a few months ago they were clamoring to defund the police. Gee, I wonder if there's any fucking dots to connect here. Or am I just a conspiracy theorist according to Brian Stelter and Rachel Maddow and Don Lemonhead? Maybe this is going to be one of those unfortunate situations where I'll never get to say this when I inevitably end up in the gulag if things continue going down the path they're going down. But I will take this moment briefly to say, fuck you, I was right, because I swear to God, on my soul in my grave, if shit keeps going down this pathway, fuck you, I was right, because where do you see this stopping? Where do you see this road going? Do you have eyeballs? Are you blind? Are you damned? Are you damned? Are you deaf? Because seems like I don't know. The government is trying to not only expand its power, but doesn't give a flying fuck about the Constitution. The choir seems to want to indoctrinate your kids. The academia community seems to be doing a really damn good job of that. Obviously pushing critical race theory and, hate white people. That's perfectly fine. And, we're gonna come knock on your fucking door because you didn't take a vaccine that isn't even approved by the fucking medical community. But as soon as you call that out, guess what? Big tech comes in, because Dr. Bill Gates and fucking Fauci, goddamn his saint fucking ass, said, no, it's perfectly fine. Although we have plenty of information suggesting that, yeah, all these people are fucking liars. The only reason they're doing this shit is because it's a fucking power grab. But no, it's fine. Everything's fine. They'll never do this. Well, they're doing it. Yeah, but only no, they're doing it. Oh, by the way, it's all unconstitutional. These fuckers need to be in jail.
They're treasonous, and I agree, they do. However, Oz says, damn it, all right, it's not a gulag, it's a camp where you get your mind right. And MC says, well, sounds like I have infected Doku. And then goes on to say, I'm coming for all your children.
Oh, and that's the thing, MC. It's not that you have infected me. It's we're more kindred spirits, because I've been going on rants like this for a while. Just ironically enough, People are too fucking stupid to realize what's right in front of their own fucking eyes. I really hate admitting this, and Kim will back me up on this one. The majority of people are fucking stupid. That's not me saying I'm smart. That's me saying most people are fucking dumb. Usually for one of three reasons. Either A, they want to believe because the alternative is a terrifying alternative, even if it's true. B, they just don't pay the fuck attention and they have no idea that any of this shit is actually going on. Or C, they know it and support it and they want it to accelerate and continue. Which I also hate to break it to some of you guys. It's not just the Democrats doing this. If you think this is just a Democrats and Republican thing, nah, that's not the case. There are plenty of people who will happily slap an R next to their name so that you will vote for them, and they will push the same shit. Mark my fucking words. If you don't look at your candidate...
Why do you think I started homeschooling my children to begin with? They've never technically yes, but they've never been in a actual school setting with all the children and all the bullies and shit. I homeschool my children. They know history, they know math, they know science. They don't know what the difference between a black person, a white person, a Mexican person, an Asian person, a person on the left, a person on the right is. They don't know the difference, but they can tell you the difference. Do you understand what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I've been ranting a little bit. Jensen, say something.
Certainly. Well, to put it bluntly, I think all of us on here agree that this is not an acceptable situation. He says, oh so politely. The question is, what are we going to do about it? It's all well and good to, and here I quote MC with, shout at the clouds, but nothing is going to happen, okay? Unless people actually start putting official wording together and complain and bitch and moan at your ruling officers, whether they be senators, congressmen, whatever, nothing is going to get done. Okay?
See, that's not necessarily true either, though. If you do like what I'm doing, homeschool your damn kids, teach them right, teach them manners, teach them to respect only, and I do mean only, the people that deserve respect, that earn respect, they will be brought up right. Treat them the old ways. Teach them to work hard from a young age.
Dokumi, or you?
You go first. I've had quite a bit of airtime to rant.
Your idea, Shirati, is perfectly valid. There is one tiny, tiny little problem. When they become adults and they go out into the air quotes real world, they are going to get crapped all over and go, what on earth is this bullshit? Because if they're not being taught exactly how weird and screwed up the world is, and no, I'm not having to go at you, so don't go into that. Because I can see as a mother you probably want to try and do this, but I'm not actually having to go. I'm saying this to benefit your children. You need to let them know what the rest of the world is like before you release your poor kids, because I don't think it's fair.
Oh God, that's so dumb. You don't have to apologize for anything ever to me. You should know this by now. And that's where their cleverness comes into play. They're not stupid by any means necessary.
Okay. And Jacob's idea, say we'll go authoritarian, have MC become the dictator. Why do you keep thinking MC is a scary one? I'm confused. He has never actually said to people, don't go giving him any power because this is a bad idea. Whereas I have. MC is technically the nicer one, Jacob. Yes, have him take over because he is the nice guy. Just don't let me ever get in charge because that's
Don't
when
ever
things
let
change.
the Brit who likes to play with explosives run this country. I promise you, you will not like it.
No.
See, maybe in a couple 100,000 years, he might calm down a little bit. I wouldn't even give power to me.
I mean, if you guys are worried, you could just put me in charge and see what happens.
And watch it explode? No thanks.
Who says it's going to explode?
Doku,
I will make the utopia happen.
if you get to hello, Monterey of Hope, we have a new person.
Monterey. That's from
Yes.
he used to come on to me and Frank's show. What's up, Mon?
Okay. All right. Oh, hello, dude. Yeah, it's all if you do ever get in charge, let me be your advisor. I love the idea of being the person who advises. Okay.
Well, you're gonna have to wear a Sith robe. That's my only
Oh
demand.
no. Oh, how will I cope? Oh, woe is me.
Hey, like I said, I'll make the utopia happen. I'm just not gonna tell you how.
Mm-hmm. From Jacob, I'll become dictator. I'll just enact a national purge of all pedos and other POSs.
You know, I will make Jacob the enforcer then, because Jacob, you're going to be a busy man. Considering what we were talking about earlier, I don't know if you caught the beginning of the stream, Jacob, but if you haven't, I highly suggest you go back and listen to it somewhere around the what was that, like the 7-8 minute mark?
Yeah. Good question from Oz. Actually, I want to bring this up. Do the Sith robes come with a lightsaber? Ooh, are you going to give me a lightsaber? Would you really be stupid enough to give me a lightsaber?
I'm not a socialist. You're going to have to build your own. But I am a capitalist, so I will sell you the information on how to build your own, but I'm not going to give it to you.
Okay, that's fair. I'll accept that. I can work with this. Hey, I'm being given the robes. I'll be happy with that.
That's all you get.
The Emperor didn't need a lightsaber. He did everything with no lightsaber at all. Just remember that. We do not talk about the modern films. They don't exist.
What modern films?
Exactly. There was only 3. So
wait, there were more?
The
no,
new ones were deleted from canon completely.
that says so very, very much. It's kind of funny.
Wait, when did that happen?
I think last month. Go look it up. I think it was either 2 weeks ago or last month entirely.
I thought that was a Doomcock room, or well, not rumor, because
No, go look it up. It's Disney deleted them from canon.
Good. I think someone in there finally went, what did we do? Looking at their bank account and going, that's a lot of zeros, but in the wrong place.
Jacob, there will be no lawyers in my society.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
Enforcers, yes. Lawyers, no.
I think lawyers actually work out well for people, especially against insurance people who have a lot of bad stuff against medical malpractice or homeowners insurance. Say a tree falls on your house in a bad winter storm or tsunamis, shit like that. They don't want to pony up money. Lawyers help work through their legal contract bullshit. And yes, some people are not educated. That is not a racial discrimination call. That is just in general. Some people don't understand contract law.
Point 1, I'm not sure why you think there's going to be insurance companies. And point 2, Yeah, Jacob, you kind of have a point. There's not much of a difference.
What's the difference between a lawyer and a vampire? Spelling. Says so
Well,
very much.
one actually, well, one drinks your blood and the other drinks your soul.
Yeah, which one's which?
Why not both?
Yeah, you don't notice a pause while you had to think about this. Just saying. Okay.
Because it's not
True.
inherently wrong.
I know. Disturbing, isn't it?
Yeah, I was trying to think of a rebuttal, and it's like, fuck. Now he's got a point.
So, to wrap it round back to the beginning, to use the thing that Dodd always used, basically, the Gay Man's Choir of San Francisco are a bunch of pedos, or at least they have a bunch of pedos in them. They are trying to get your kids, and this isn't a good thing. So, yeah. Oh, hello.
It's not just your kids, it's your children's, your children's children, and they will try to indoctrinate you through your children.
Yeah.
I must not have sent all of the images that I had on my phone to Doku, so he couldn't read the whole thing.
Mhm.
But yeah, they are threatening to indoctrinate you to homophobia, or not homophobia, but homophobic tendencies.
Mhm.
Via your children by singing their delightfully gay songs
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
turn all of the children in the world gay in the process, which I'm sure will not go over very well in the Jewish and gay or Jewish and Muslim communities.
oh, that
Doku.
kind of touches on something I wanted to point out in regards to how this all started. And yes, you do have to go back to the 60s and 70s to actually have a decent context for why this is happening to the blatant, open, extreme level that it is today, because it has taken that long. It's not that they're trying to change your mind. If the people that the San Francisco pedophile choir is talking about, they're not trying to change your mind. They're trying to change the mind of your children, which through extension will, as we've seen, will make your children hate you and distance themselves from you. Their siblings will likely go with what their brothers and sisters are saying, not what the parents are saying, because rebelling against the parents are this kind of thing. It's easy to take advantage of. And then as they grow up, they will teach their children this, and their children will teach their children that. You don't start a cultural revolution, or as I would call it, a subversion of society, by simply saying, oh, what you're doing is Islamophobic, blah, blah, blah. That's not going to work. You do it by targeting the children. Why do you think this started in universities and then has slowly bled down into the education system to the point where, as I've said before earlier in the stream, we have teachers who think it's appropriate to tell kids who haven't gone through puberty that masturbation is okay and you should be open about your sexuality, and also go to the pride parade and smack the guy in the leather thong on the ass because kink is fine. Yeah, this is how you degrade society, and it's not like society has progressed or they're trying to do this for any sort of benefit. They're doing it for the purpose of subverting society. Because another unfortunate thing I'm going to point out for a lot of people that the ideological opposition might not like, because it's a fact and they don't like it. A lot of these people, they're not productive members of society. They're not functioning members of society. The only thing they can do is point and scream at other people and blame society for their shortcomings and their failures, while also expecting someone in an authoritative position to essentially take care of them. This is not by accident. It is by design. That's why they gather in large groups. They collectively try to subvert people. and also push for either collective defense or collective ostracization, depending upon what side of the coin you fall on. They're not your friends. They're not fighting for equality. They're not fighting for equal rights. Don't trust them. They will lie to your fucking face. And it's been that way for a very long time. And I know this because I have plenty of friends who are gay. I have plenty of friends who are bi. I have friends who are trans. And they see this shit and they are absolutely disgusted by it as well. They just use the LGBT, the gay, the trans, the homophobe, they use that as a shield. Their intention is nothing.
Ken.
Hi, Kim. Their intention is nothing to try to fight for equality. They use those things as shields. Their intention is to destroy you. And they hate you. Do not think they're your friends. Do not think they're going to tell you the truth. And in reality, they hate you. They hate your kids, and they hate anything that is not on their side of the coin. And guess what? Their side of the coin leads to only one place. And it's not one you want to be.
I want to just say something real quick because a lot of people are constantly giving Doku shit about this, like being trans or gay phobic and whatnot. The bitch that he is with is bi.
Yeah.
He has no qualms with anything that people do in closed doors. But that's just it. Behind closed doors.
Yep.
Thank you for that, because again, a lot of people will try to say that, and I tell them they're full of shit. Because do you think? I'll ask Jensen. I guess Sharadi. I think you've been here for the majority of the time, and also Kim. Do you think I care about the fact that somebody is gay, trans, bisexual, or do you think I care about what the religion is?
I'll go first. No, actually, I don't. What I think you care about is the fact that most of these people may well be on the sexual offenders list. I'm saying that not to you, that's to the world in general, just so it's stated.
Well, that's one issue. And then there's also the issue that there are like zealots in the negative connotation of the term. So it kind of overshadows a lot of, other things like religion or sexuality. And also, I'm sorry if I missed this part earlier, but the problem isn't what you do behind closed doors. The problem is what you're doing, screaming into a loudspeaker.
Yeah. She's right.
Oh,
well.
I see no problems with you having any issues with this whatsoever, and I know you have no issues with any kinds of people besides those that are trying to indoctrinate the young. They are allowed to have personalities and differences with other people. Some people just clash.
Yes.
That's exactly my point. I honestly do not care what your gender is, what your preferred sexual preferences are, what your religion is, what your political beliefs are. I do have an issue when you start trying to indoctrinate kids because, let's be blunt, when I was a kid, as I've already said earlier in the stream, I didn't know jack shit about sexuality. I thought girls had cooties. And a Barbie doll and a G.I. Joe was pretty much the same thing to me, and I just wanted to play with Legos. But apparently that makes me a child soldier now, according to the FBI. So
See, my youngest would disagree with you wholeheartedly because she thinks boys are the only ones that are allowed to have cooties.
Well, that just means that she is clearly taken over by the cooties.
Oh, that comes from her grandmother telling her that only boys have cooties.
Well, actually, it's widely known and widely spread lately. Cooties actually stand for COVID, so we all have cooties.
That I accept.
Oh God, are we gonna have? I really want a mask now that just says I have cooties.
When the
I'll
hell
make
did
you one.
cooties? When the hell did cooties become a thing for COVID? Seriously.
Today.
They both start with CO.
Yep.
Does there need to be any logic? Like, come on.
So does
These people are
copulation.
fucking dumb. Well, you know what copulating results in? Cooties and COVID.
This is fair. Actually, both of those things would be spread by sexual reproduction. It's not wrong.
You know what?
Oh,
You know what copulating results in? It results in demon spawn, and I
agree.
have 2 of them.
no, I need a mask that just has circle, circle, dot, dot on it.
Now I have my cootie shot.
I actually, when this whole pandemic shit started, I'm not gonna lie, and I know I was taking the piss, but I actually went up to somebody that had a mask on that was getting absolutely frustrated with literally everybody around. I walked up to their arm and no hand sanitizer, went circle, circle, dot, dot. Now you can take your mask off.
Oh, that I will drink to that. That is fucking funny.
You know what? So will I. Fuck it.
That is glorious.
Jacob, you and me are in agreement. And this is a point. Yeah, okay. So I'm not going to go on the same type of impassioned rant that I did in the beginning of the stream, but I do want to address this. So Jacob says you need to enforce moral standards. You cannot be permissive of crap that has proven to be detrimental to the well-being of society. This is 100% correct. It doesn't mean you need to be like a religious hard ass or anything of the sort, because you don't. What you do have to be conscious of is that there are certain ideas, certain ideologies, certain things that do not lead to a well functioning society. It doesn't matter if you say this is a Islamism-phobic type of thing, or if it's a outdated mentality, or this that. Again, we have years, generations, hundreds, if not thousands of years that show, even with homosexual tendencies, transgender people, there are still, these things still existed in society hundreds of years ago, but society did not collapse. There are aspects that, when they become pervasive, do lead to the downfall of society. Not because society is intolerant, but because a society cannot exist when these mentalities become the norm.
Can I actually elaborate a little bit on that, Doku?
Go for it.
Throughout history, even if you were homosexual, whether it be female to female and male or male to male,
I think you meant trans.
no. I male to male, I'm saying homosexuality, like female and female, male and male.
Oh, okay, I got you. My bad.
No, I probably fucked it up, to be honest. I don't know. But regardless, throughout history, they still understood the value of procreation for the greater good of the society. Which is why they would still, if you were gay, especially, like the Romans and the Greeks, they would still be with women even if they didn't love them.
No, you're not wrong, and that
That's
there's
just
another.
because women were used as baby makers. Men were the strong. Women were just used for the baby machines that they were.
That's
It's
actually not true, Sharadi. Well, it is true in certain periods of time, but not. That's actually more prevalent today than it used to be back when, the Holy Roman Church was around, which makes absolutely no fucking sense. Wait, can I say that on here?
Yes. Have you heard
I can't keep up with YouTube's, terms of service anymore.
Oh, hun, I couldn't give a rat's toss what YouTube do or don't say. Things I've said should have us banned by the end of the evening. So you knock yourself out. You could say what you want.
Well, no, I mean, you gotta figure, even today, there are nuclear families that are consisting of a gay man and a lesbian woman that decided, well, we love each other as friends and we both want a baby. Let's have a baby.
Oh, and another important thing to point out is when you look at how modern society looks at things, and this actually touches back on something I was talking about previously. When you're talking about these groups who are saying, "Oh, we just want equal rights and love and acceptance and this and that," it's not
bullshit. Sorry, keep going.
Well, it is bullshit because that's a blatant fucking lie, and their actions show it. Talk is cheap, actions speak louder than the words. But when you look at when you look at homosexual tendencies, lesbian tendencies, or transsexuality, historically speaking, compared to what it is now, there is a glaring difference. Even in historical societies, there was no subversion of society because those people still realized society needs to have a norm, it needs to have a standard, and guess what? A society that is not for all of the talk of, oh, we need to be accepting and this and that, there was still never an animosity towards a nuclear family. There was never an animosity towards raising children and teaching them to be free thinking or being accepting or tolerant. What we see now is the exact opposite. What we see now is that we see these groups who claim, oh, they want acceptance and tolerance. What they're actually teaching is the opposite. They are teaching animosity, they're teaching social division, and they are degrading society. And what that is resulting in, and I've talked to Kim about this before in the past, when you see the effect that these movements have had, and this is a thing that's occurring in modern history, is you see an increased amount of depression. You see a higher suicide rate. You see a lower birth rate. You see people who don't strive to achieve anything. You see a degradation of the nuclear family to the point where children don't grow up in a type of environment that will produce creative or productive or creative members of society. You don't see any forward thinkers. You don't see anyone who's going to actually do anything to move society forward in a beneficial way. The only thing you see this type of mentality creating.
The leader. We're following the leader wherever he may go.
The only thing you see coming out of this type of mindset, that's coming out of this mentality, the school of thought, is the complete destruction and degradation of society, not just in the terms of its larger impact, where you see lower birth rates and loss of GDP and skyrocketing debt, but look at the suicide rates, look at the rates of depression. Do you think that this is a coincidence? Because it's not. It's not a coincidence. It is very much by design. It is intended for the explicit purpose of destroying the foundations that would create a society that, even if there are, let's let's go with the extreme. Even if there is rampant sexual deviancy, and I'm not saying homosexuality or homosexuals, bisexuals, trans people are sexual deviants. I'm not going to go down that road. I'm saying even if sexual deviancy, as in, I don't even want to have sex with people, because that could still be considered deviant. Hey, let's just say everyone is abstinent. But historically speaking, people would still recognize the need for, a healthy population, a need for, people to be, think for themselves. You still didn't see low rates of depression. You see that now. Why?
Jensen,
Yes.
to get to the original point of this video, the pedophiles that are on the sex offenders list, do you think MC's fairy song would fit in this part of the video?
Do you know? I think it would, because after all, this is his own creating. I don't think MC is going to refuse to allow us permission. To be fair, if a complaint goes out, we know exactly where it came from. So go for it, huh?
I can't play it on my phone.
Oh, shame.
You're gonna have to find it in our DMs and send it to Doku.
Yep, because unfortunately I'm an idiot and don't know how to do things.
And
I'm
also,
happy to admit that.
And also, Jacob, you are correct. Anyone who, to be perfectly blunt, I'll be honest here because I'm going to use proper terms, dictionary definitions. Anyone who is bisexual, trans, gay, lesbian, they are technically considered sexual deviants because they deviate from the norm. It's not a pejorative. It's not me being slanderous or trying to talk down on people. It's just you deviate from the norm. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, guess what? A lot of my kinks deviate from the norm because, random girl in, fucking silk panties is, it's all right, but it's not exactly my thing. So technically, I'm a sexual deviant. You can apply the term to a lot of things depending on your perspective. So I don't know why people get freaked out about being called a deviant. I'll openly admit I am a deviant.
I think
Hell, I can't watch porn if there's no anal.
See, there you go. I mean, just come right out and tell us.
If I may, just one point. Right, Kem, and this is for clarification purposes. Are you saying you can't watch porn that doesn't have anal, or you can't watch porn unless you are participating in anal? I just want to check for information purposes.
I do not watch porn in the presence of others. That's my personal time where I get to enjoy myself.
Okay, cool. Just, as I say, I was not trying to actually take the piss. I was getting it for
I don't give a damn.
And Shirati, you asked a question earlier. I've sent the link to Doku. It's in Discord DMs. It's up to you if you want to play it, mate. You're the one that does the technical stuff, so it's your choice. And like I said, people can't really say anything because, well, MC created it. And if anything happens, we know it's him that's actually put in a claim against us. So we'll have a go at MC.
Well, why don't you just go ahead and give me a moment here?
Yep. Take your time, mate.
I'm on my phone and I can't look at that. I found that out the hard way a minute ago.
No worries, son. It's music. It's basically we're playing a song that MC created specifically for Shirati. One moment.
You wanted to kill me.
Dun 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 dun. That's the only song I can actually hear for Shirati.
Gonna kill me a fairy. Gonna rip her dainty wings apart.
Oh my god.
Ram a rod through her head. Gonna feast on her beating heart. Gonna kill me a fairy. Never gonna port again. Gonna look for their homeland and burn it to the ground.
Encore.
Gonna kill me a fairy. Gonna rip her dainty wings apart. Gonna ram a rod through her head. Gonna feast on her beating heart. Gonna kill me a fairy. Never gonna port again. Gonna look for their homeland and burn it to the ground.
Awesome.
See,
There we go.
told you. It
Yeah.
works for the context of the video.
It does. That's the thing. I can't really disagree. By the way, if I may, before we go any further,
Do you
remember
want
that-
to kill a fairy? I'm sorry. I
no.
had to.
Oh, I know. I was thinking that myself. You know how YouTube was going to put ads on videos no matter what, and they weren't actually going to give any sort of payment to people creating the video? Do you remember all this, people?
I do. I don't know about Sharadi and Kim.
Okay.
How
Well,
would we not remember considering they are still currently doing it?
Well, I want to see them put ads on this video, don't you? I'd love to see what ads they're going to put. Because something tells me I think.
Oh, you're getting frozen now.
Oh, no, I'm heartbroken. Oh, how will I cope? Whatever.
Yeah, they'll probably put something with a
Simple.
rainbow flag on it.
By
Mhm.
building a rainbow snowman.
I like snowmen. Oh
Just
wait,
not yellow ones.
Well, if you pee on them with enough different, bodily fluids in you, I find if you slice somebody's neck, you can get the red. If the
Mhm.
person's been drinking a lot, you can get more of a clear white color. If you dehydrate them, though, they get a really beautiful, bright, sunshiny yellow.
True.
that is a lot more detail than we needed.
Rubbish.
Never enough.
In all fairness, there is never a point where not getting information is a good thing. You now know this, okay? You did not know this before. You might not wanted to have known this, but now you've learnt, and every day when you learn something, it's a good day. Don't you agree with that, Sharati?
I hope everyone has that song stuck in their head for the rest of the fucking day.
You know what song I absolutely love?
Go on.
Never gonna give you up.
Oh god,
Never
no,
gonna
just-
let
nope,
you down.
done. Stop.
It's okay. I accidentally muted her. Whoops. Anyway, I think we'll bring that to an end as we seem to have beaten the. Even this is sounding like we're heading towards it. The San Francisco singers with the whole beating it to death, but we're not going to beat this conversation to death. We can leave this to far better people to discuss this. We're just putting it out there, and hopefully somebody will realize this absolutely sucks and something has to be done about it. Do you think I put my point across there? I think I did. I don't think there was any confusion. Do you?
How
I
about
think
we
it was
do
pretty
one
close.
more MC song just for the ending of the show?
Oh god.
Ah,
Well, yeah, the only thing I can tell people is you will get your encore, and also if you can't see what the hell is going on, God help you. Just you have teachers sharing porn with kids that are underage. You have choirs singing about indoctrinating kids. You have all the critical race theory crap going on. Do you really think this is all a coincidence? Because if you don't, then well, this song is for you.
Gonna kill me a fairy. Gonna rip her dainty wings apart. Gonna ram a rod through her head. Gonna feast on her beating heart. Gonna kill me a fairy. Never gonna port again. Gonna look for their homeland and burn it to the ground.
And again, just because it's tradition, there always will be an encore.
Kill me a fairy. Gonna rip
We
her
do love
things
UNC.
apart. Gonna ram a
I don't
rod
care if it's a
through
gay
her
ass
head.
song, Jacob.
Gonna feast on her beating heart. Gonna kill me a fairy. Never gonna port again. Gonna look for their homeland and burn it to the ground.
And Jacob, if I wanted to be edgy, I'd find you a speech from a certain German man, circa, early 1900s.
Yeah. Well, I think we've all said what needs to be said. Thank you very much for coming on and giving your opinions, you two. That's very nice of you. Thank you. Doku, thank you for coming up with the idea. And everyone who's still here, thank you for actually listening to the absolute gibberish that we were talking. If nothing else, you got to listen to MC sing. Now, come on, you got to admit you weren't expecting that now, was you? Speak to you all later, people. Bye bye.